Let's talk about Rangers, Paul. Philippe Clement has to be on borrowed time now, right? After the Kilmarnock defeat, obviously never getting a result in the derby with Celtic. Do you think he'll be sacked soon?
Well, they've got a big game in Europe again this week, haven't they? I think there's huge talk about his job. They're at home, I think, in Europe Thursday night, and it could be make or break for him. I really do. I think where they are, where they've fallen away in the league, it's not just the fact that Celtic are 6 points clear of them. It's the fact that Aberdeen are 6 points clear of them as well. And we talk about a 3-horse title race at the moment. It's only a 2-horse title race, and that's unthinkable. Rangers are not in it. And for Philippe Clement, he did a great job when he came in, took over the club. It was a European match away. It was either in Greece or Cyprus, and he went on such an incredible run when he first took over. Finances, stuff off the pitch, we all know has had an effect. But actually, I don't think there's a lot of support for Philippe Clement at the moment. He needs results, and he needs results quickly. A big result in Europe this week on Thursday night, and then again at the weekend, or else there really is going to become some real scrutiny on him.
And do you feel the fans have a right to be as angry as they are, or there are bigger issues at Rangers that the fans should kind of look at themselves and see that it's not just on Clement?
You look at the club as a whole. You look at what's gone on off the pitch as well. There's the manager's accountable for the results on the pitch, and that's where and for the fans, we all have forums, we all have online, we have podcasts, we have chat rooms, and that's where the fans get to talk and to vent their frustrations. But actually, when the fans are all together in a community inside a stadium, that's the only place that they can do that. And when they come together as a collective, you get the general consensus of feeling. Not all fans can attend games at the stadium, so the online stuff is good. But actually, when there's unrest inside the stadium, whether it be at the manager or at the club, I think there's just a whole load of general frustration around Rangers at the moment. Results change that very quickly, but performances and results, especially last week against Kilmarnock, it wasn't his finest hour.
And who do you think would be a good replacement for Rangers? Can they get a bigger name than a Derek McInnes? Obviously, Derek McInnes has done a good job in the Scottish Premier League. He's a Rangers man himself, but is there a bigger name out there who you think would take the job?
Derek McInnes has done a fantastic job, and just because he's in the SPL doesn't make him, not high profile enough. You need the right manager to do the job, to take the team forward and to win games. I don't think he'd be a bad fit in all, but actually, when you say can Rangers attract a big name, we're talking about Glasgow Rangers, one of the biggest well-known football teams in world football. Rangers and Celtic, the following that they've got, the stadium they've got, the support network they've got, the following that they've got all around the world. Rangers and Celtic, regardless of the SPL, are a huge draw themselves. You look around Europe and you look at the players over the years that they've attracted. Absolutely, Rangers can attract a top name. You look at the managers that are linked with Rangers now. Carlos Corberan at West Brom, Michael Carrick at Middlesbrough, excellent young manager who's also been linked to Manchester United. Graham Potter out of work, those type of managers. Rangers Football Club is a massive, attractive football club for a manager to do. And actually, managers don't pick up jobs normally when teams are doing particularly well. So you go into Rangers now, to turn Rangers around, it wouldn't take a lot, and it doesn't take a lot. There's one, Pirlo's one that I like. I like Andrea Pirlo. You look at the job that he did at Sampdoria. He was relieved of his duties at Sampdoria. Temporary at Juve, managed Juve for a bit, but I think as a young manager with a lot to give and to grow in the game, in the same way as Michael Carrick, somebody like Michael Carrick, Andrea Pirlo, I'd have full confidence that Rangers could attract a name like Pirlo to Ibrox. And I think when you look at the job that he did at Sampdoria, in a lower league, struggling, I think he's a manager that I like. I watch the way that his teams play. I like the way that his team's coached. But players like that, and in answer to your original question, there's absolutely no doubt Rangers can attract a big name. Listen, they won't be able to financially compete, but what they can offer with the club and the history and where the club is in status, absolutely they can.
Those names you say feel very similar to when they brought Steven Gerrard in, obviously, to manage Rangers, and then that was the last time they really had their best run of form. Lastly, with Rangers, could you see Ryan Kent return to Rangers? Obviously, he was just bought out of his contract in Turkey and was a player who really did well for them in the past.
Yeah, an opportunity for him there, isn't there? Potentially to go back to Rangers. We don't know how it was left with the hierarchy or the management at the club. But, I mean, bought out of his contract here in Fenerbahce, literally 10 minutes from where I am right now. But, yeah, he'll obviously be looking to come back to the UK, whether that be Scotland, whether that be in England. But, they say never go back, but a player like that with his quality, I think Rangers would take. And given their FFP and PSR status, the financial situation at the club, they're not abreast with millions of pounds to go and spend. So a player like that coming into the squad on a free would seem a no-brainer.